This is the weather forecast video for Monday, January 2nd, 2012. Let's take a look at the satellite image from last evening. See the storm system that brought very strong winds and some flurries across the area. It's now off to our east, producing some snow over the Great Lakes, with another storm moving into the Pacific Northwest. Watch warning map from just before midnight. Some winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings, blizzard warnings along the lakes and up in the Appalachian Mountains, and some wind advisories over the Midwest. A QPF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days through Friday evening at 6 o'clock. Looks to be fairly dry outside of lake effect snow over the lakes and a little bit of snow over New England and some precip over the Northwest. It looks pretty dry. Let's take a look at the 0Z GFS Model Run at 6 p.m. this evening. There's that pretty substantial trough moving through the Great Lakes and into the east, and with that, here comes the cold. The wind is still strong today, winds 20 to 30 miles an hour, gusting to close to 40, with temperatures in the 20s, wind chills in the single digits to around 10. By Tuesday, that moves off and winds begin to switch back to the southwest. Temperatures will rebound at least back to close to 30. Wednesday, temperatures well into the 30s by that point, as the cold air has lifted out and into the eastern Great Lakes and New England. Still fairly dry, and continues to be fairly dry even into Thursday. Some snow over New England, some snow over far northern Minnesota, and snow over the northern Rockies, the Cascades, with some rain over the Northwest. Everywhere else still is dry. And it still gets warm. By Friday, we could see highs well into the 40s, but yet again, here comes another batch of cold air, with the thickness values beginning to drop once more. And Saturday, we see temperatures at least back into the lower 30s, with still partly cloudy skies and still really no chance of any precipitation. And that continues even into Sunday. Maybe a flurry or two at best, but yet again, cold over the east and a warm ridge developing over the west. We head to a week from today, the 9th. Piece of energy off to our east. There's that ridge over the southwest with a piece of energy well off the west coast of California. And yet again, big storm producing some mountain snow and rain over the east and southeast, and some rain moving into the Pacific Northwest, and yet again, we're right smack dab in the middle with nothing. We move further ahead a few days. Here's the 12th. Here comes another trough moving in. The ridge still over the west. And that's going to mean cold air comes slipping down. And could see a few flurries similar to Sunday. Temperatures crashing into the 20s again. Could be a lot colder if we had snow. A few days later, the 14th, that begins to break down, but here comes a bigger push of cold air. 1052 millibar high in the Yukon with some snow there. That comes crashing through on the 15th, and that could be a doozy of a cold snap. A little bit of snow there with the high pressure off the east coast. And at the end of the forecast on the 17th, the flow pretty much is west to east, but unfortunately, we're not getting the air from the Pacific anymore. We're getting it from the Arctic, and here comes the cold, and it's going to be expansive if this is right. Still some light snow overhead if this is right, so it's going to get quite cold and maybe even snowy. Thank you for tuning in to the weather forecast video. We'll have another one tomorrow.